All right, and we're here kind of talking about this cool, like, multimedia experience that you guys are putting on, the FRAY. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is? Just give us a quick overview.
Sure. It's a 1-hour hip-hop dance show. It tells a story of two brothers who were born into poverty and discover a very early video game, and it follows them through their life. It's called FRAY because it's about their relationship fraying as the older brothers pulled away by dark forces. And the project has a PC game that's in development and a mobile app that is available in app stores as well. So it's a transmedia project.
So where did the concept come from, FRAY, and where did you get the idea of like integrating like hip hop culture and everything?
So as we were developing the story, I was working with some people that I had worked with before to kind of brainstorm about the story, and the idea of video games came up, and I just thought it would be really interesting to put games into a live hip-hop dance show. So it did start as a concept for a live hip-hop dance show based on a story. So we had the story first with the intention of doing it through a dance show, and so games came into the story because games are very important to the characters, and so that's why we decided to expand the project to take the story over to a game, a PC game first, and then develop the mobile app, which Ron built, to connect the PC game to the live show.
So what's the experience been like for you creating the app, and how have you been working with the live show in order to sort of synergize everything?
Yeah, well, that's what I like about this connection, is that the mobile game is actually a manifestation of the game that's in the show. And so that's not common to see a live theatrical performance, but then have some aspect of it become material in the real world, if you will, in our world. And so that's what the mobile game does. It's their game jam game that you play. And of course it has features that the lead character as well, and similar choreography to what's in the live.
I guess, what do you think it is about like video games and like contemporary music that like melds so well? Because I feel like there's a real connection between both those cultures.
Yeah, well, it's been interesting. All of the hip-hop dancers that I've met over the course of doing this pretty much are gamers. So that's one thing that's connecting. But also I think dancing and playing games, you're in the same mindset in both of those. They're both a form of play. They're both about being, experiencing pleasure and being joyful. And so I think they tap into the same urges that we have to have a good time. And then also I think in particular the hip hop dancing comes out of a culture that's very important in the story, around characters who are born, I don't know, I'm gonna lose my train of thought here.
Yeah, hip hop dancing, like all that stuff is very intertwined.
But one of the things that they share is that both of those media are very player driven, right? So video games, the player is in control. They're making decisions. They're authoring the experience to a large degree. It's the same in hip hop dance. In hip hop, you're not usually just given choreography as you may be, in a ballet class, like do these steps. In hip hop, no, your own choreography, your authorship is very important in that medium as a dance medium, and it shares that with games, why I think they're so closely related in that sense.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about the app and the game. Like, what is the player experience going to be like in those?
So the app is a simple companion game to the live show. It's a rhythm game, and you're doing choreography, you're doing movement with the kind of characters that you also see in the PC game, which is much more involved and longer and more of a rhythm game, but also a dance game because you're dancing the entire time, and a puzzle game as well.
What's the experience like? Like, what's it all been like for you? Like, and how are you feeling tonight as you're getting ready to show off this performance?
Yeah, the experience has been a huge learning curve for me to take a project over into the video game space, and I'm very excited about that because I think there's a lot that can happen there. And I also like the whole idea of giving players agency in the story. So in a game you're playing, in a show you're watching. But I'm super excited about the show tonight because we have really, really amazing dancers and choreographers. The dancers have come up from LA. They've been working really hard for a few weeks, and yeah, it's a fantastic show, and it's very creative the way that we've interwoven games into a live show and a story that you see on stage told through dance music and visuals, and then you can actually go into a game and play as one of those characters and facing the same challenges.
Awesome. Yeah, tell us a little bit more about the performers and the crew. Like, is this an existing crew, or did they all come together for this project?
So they all came together for this project. So Cisco and John are the two choreographers. They're actually from the UK, and the show is going to be going to London in July. So working with them we created a little sizzle reel, a little movie in London in December that you can see. And so they've come over here, and Cisco actually has lived in LA for 6 years, so he recruited a whole bunch of professional dancers that he's worked with before. So they came together for this show and for this production, and we'll keep this cast together for other shows in the area. And then we'll have a different cast in London, but the same choreographers. And then we've been working with Hero Beat Studios in Barcelona, Spain on the PC game. So we've been working with them for over a year now to develop that game. And then Ron's in Florida. And so we got our team together there to build the mobile app. So yeah, it's been a global journey.
Can we talk a little bit about the soundtrack? How that's being produced?
Yeah, so I work with James Jackson as the composer on this show. There is a lot of original music in the show, but there's also a ton of samples. So as a hip hop show, we have probably, somewhere between 8 and 10 different sampled songs in the show, which you'll recognize them as hip hop music that is created by someone other than the creator of the score that goes through the whole thing. So yeah, it was a very involved process of putting music to scenes to tell a story and figuring out which different kinds of music convey what's happening in that scene. It's a little bit like putting a movie score together. However, it's all dance.
Awesome. Cool. Well, it sounds fantastic. If folks want to learn more about your project and what you're doing, where can they go to get the app? Where can they go to find out more information?
So the app is in the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. It's FRAY Jam. And so you can just search for FRAY Jam and download it there. It's free now. You can learn more about this whole project. My website is candybomberproductions.com, and we have a frayworld.com website as well. And we're on Instagram and TikTok at Candy Bomber Kate.